Good morning, Lydia.
Good morning, Medge.
I'm
So
very
nice.
excited for you, really. Can you imagine writing your first book at the age of 70?
Yeah, I'm 73 now, going on to 74, but it started at the age of 70. I just woke up one morning. I I couldn't get to sleep, and in the past, moments like that had occurred, but I had never really taken advantage of it. But that moment, I actually got out of bed at about 1 o'clock in the morning, took a pen and a paper, and those loose words that were floating around in my head, I wrote words down. And from there, the book resulted.
And you begin to write and write and write.
I did. I especially that first year, the first year to 2 years, there was a real drive inside of me to write. And I think, as I said in the book, I was afraid that my words would get lost if I didn't jot them down right away. Like I didn't want my thoughts to disappear. I thought they were important for me, but then after I finished the work, I got such a nice response back from other people that said that I should share them. And
Yes.
that's how this book came out.
You know what I love, and we will show you the cover because it's beautiful also. And the cover say it all for me. When I saw your cover and the dancing on the edge of normalcy, I say, wow, I have to read it. So we will share first, okay? Because we have to share. So do you want to talk about the
How,
cover and your title? Dancing
sure.
on the Edge of Normalcy.
Yeah,
Poetry and prose.
I had decided that my life, and I'm sure a lot of people's lives, and my poetry tend to reflect it, where some days we're stable and balanced, and other days we're teetering. And I just felt that I needed a design that would show a figure um, teetering on light and darkness because our life contains light and darkness. And normalcy, I just thought, I kind of think that says it all. The poetry was put in place because I wanted to make sure that people understood that it was a poetry book,
Mhm,
because it may not have been as obvious from the cover itself.
mhm.
And I'm pleased with the cover. I think the cover basically says what my poems say.
Absolutely. It's what I feel. I feel like you and normalcy, using the word normalcy and the edge of normalcy. You see, most of the time we ask ourselves, oh, is it normal that I think like that? Or do I feel normal? And I feel when I read a few of your poem already, I say, wow, you are expressing emotion that many people will understand. Many people have walked in your shoes before, and many people couldn't express it. And often we have feeling and we say, oh, nobody can feel like that. And yes, we all have been through a lot. So you have, of course, your own feeling, your own emotion. However, they can be understood and they can be shared because other people have felt not walking in normalcy.
Uh, Thank you. That's exactly what it's meant to relay. I I was very concerned that some of the works might be upsetting to some of the people who reads them, like family or friends, but it's not reflective on them. It's just how I felt. And and when I got all that positive feedback of people saying that they understood
Yes.
what I was saying, and my poetry is not, a lot of people think of poetry as rhyming or very complex. I don't write rhyming. I'm not talented enough or whatever to do rhyming. It's just not part of my particular, the way my brain operates. But, and it's very simple. I guess it's very similar to how I feel about children's books. Oftentimes, if I want to tell somebody what I feel about them, I go into a children's bookshop and I'll pick a book that in about 10 pages expresses exactly what I feel that would normally take 500 pages in an adult volume. And I think simplicity oftentimes is best. And I can assure you that I think my poems are simple in structure, but I think you'll find some depth as you read them.
Oh, absolutely. And I want to go back to the book. The book cover, as you say it all. Dancing on the edge of normalcy, where you are in darkness and going to the light. That is huge. If people can relate to that, I think all of us, we have our darkness period or day. In the day, you have time where we don't feel right, and suddenly we feel better. So darkness over light, and coming from darkness to light, it's beautiful. I absolutely love your book, your title, all of it. It's really, and the girl dancing between both and being there and not knowing I am going to go back there or going, but you show that you come from darkness going to the light, and I absolutely love it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate.
So I will stop
sentiment.
sharing the cover, and let's go to. I read a few of your poem, of course, but I have one that that was really. Resonating, and I felt that people can relate to it. So fallacy, thinking that I make a difference, believing that my thoughts matter, saying that I am artistically different rather than just a nuisance. I found that, wow, how many young people or adults realize or have this thought that what they are doing is not useful. How many of us is saying, oh, I am really making an impact in the world. I am helping people. I am doing something that have meaning. When we don't feel that we have meaning, sometimes people will say, oh, what she's doing have no meaning. But who cares? If you feel that what you do has meaning, this is the only thing that matters, because you cannot walk in other people's shoes, right?
Correct. And fallacy came out of a particular moment when, usually I start, something happens, an emotional trigger occurs. I'm not one to sit down and just say, oh, I'm going to write a poem today. Something has to ignite it. And I think that particular time I was feeling like, as you said, that whatever I do really has no significance in other people's lives. And sadly, the poem does end rather not in an uplifting moment, but rather in a feeling that I will not leave a trace of beauty behind me. That doesn't stand with me all the time. A lot of my poems are like a reaction to a particular moment at the time that I write it. And then other days, if you look through the book, you'll find very uplifting poems. Snow is an uplifting poem. Magic Lights is an uplifting poem. Even Crows. All of those are positive. It's not that I'm not in the depth of the blackness of the cover. There is light sprinkled among my darkness, but sometimes the poem ends not in the way I would like it to end, or with the feeling that I would like to end, but it's honest. It's honest when I write it.
This is what I love with you. No matter what, you have this I will say brutal honesty. Well, yes. Can I say that? I love it. I love that about you, but in your writing, it doesn't matter. You are not writing to please. You are writing to express. You are writing to share your emotion. And you will be surprised to see that so many people will feel what you are feeling. Will feel that, okay, no tapestry or body of worth will be worn by me. I will leave no lasting thread. So this is very powerful what you wrote. For me, I was like, wow. When I read this one, I have some tear. I say, wow, how many of us in the world can feel like that? So many. So thank you really for sharing your thought, because by sharing your thought, you help other people to realize that they have the same thought. They feel that they are not useful in the world. And think about it. You are useful in the world because you are sharing something to poke people. Say, oh, you are not alone. I am feeling like that also. So there we go.
Hey,
It's
thank you. Yeah,
already.
I really appreciate it. I really honestly didn't think that it would ever come to a book. I had started to write the poetry just to kind of express myself. And then I shared it with a few people, and there was such a nice response to it. And I was lucky enough to find I'm not good with computers, so it's done by an independent press. But they were lovely people, and they really held my hand through it. And people such as yourself and other people in my life have been very supportive of my endeavors. Because oftentimes, and I'm going to be very sad here, the people that you hope will be in your corner are not always there.
Yes.
And it's a very sad feeling of disappointment. And so I'm lucky that I found some family and a lot of friends, such as yourself, who don't allow me to feel like I do in fallacy on a continual level. So I do appreciate your support, and I do truly.
Oh, and I think I want you to tell you over and over that, because what you do, it's so important, not only for you, because as you write, you are no more alone. You are with your pen. As you share, you are sharing with so many people. You are no more alone. And you are sharing not only your feeling, your emotion, but you are sharing with the world. As you write, you share with the world, okay, I have that. Thank you for sharing with me. It's not only your friend, your family, it's now the world that are listening to you.
What a wonderful, it's kind of overwhelming when you put it that way. And
Is it true, right?
it's very overwhelming.
Is it true?
And so oh, you're getting emotional too. I get
Yes.
emotional too. And
Yes.
and I think there's an old saying about a starfish, a little boy walking on the shoreline, and he's throwing starfish into the ocean. And the man says, but you can't save all of them, but maybe if I can reach one or two people and it makes a difference in their lives, I will feel blessed.
So that's it. But better than that, I love to believe that we don't even need to know if we reach people, if we help them. We just have to do what we feel is right. We help people, and you can turn your back because it's already done. You have no other responsibility than doing what you believe is right. You do it, you share, you will reach 1, 2, 3, 10, 1,000. It doesn't matter. But by helping, by sharing, you share something so deep that you are ill, because you are able to bring the sadness of your heart. You transmute this sadness in something beautiful. That the book. It's beautiful. No matter what sadness you have in your heart, it doesn't matter anymore because you transmute this sadness in a beautiful book. And I know you like butterfly.
I love
So
butterflies.
it's exactly that.
I love butterflies. That's right. You're like
Yes.
transformative, but butterflies sparkle. I love like my mother used to call me a crow. I'm like a little crow. I love my little sparkly gemmy things, and they don't have to be gems. As I said, it can be the diamonds, frozen crystals on a tree are just as beautiful to me, but they're sparkly, and I love sparkly things. So you can see I'm not all black. There's a lot of light there, but it's very
Absolutely.
difficult. Sometimes it's very difficult to find the light if you're sitting in the black.
But I have a teacher who was saying you have to accept your darkness to be able to exit this darkness. Because the shadow can be there forever and you never access these shadows. You never say, okay, I have this darkness, and you make as if you are happy all the time. It's not possible. It's so healthy to be able to reach this darkness and say, I don't feel good. I want to talk about it. I want to express it. I love also your there is no color.
Oh, there is no color. Yes.
This is a beautiful poem. Also, a mother kisses her child, tickle his toes, strokes her hair. That is beautiful. I don't feel sadness in this one.
No.
However, you express what you feel. And even if there were sadness, it's okay because it's about the expression of your heart. It's beauty, it's art.
That came about. I was sitting at a service, and there I saw there were our different ethnic groups in the church, and they were with their children, and it struck me very powerfully that it really doesn't matter when a mother looks at her child and the child looks at her mother. There's love, and it doesn't matter from who or where or what you are. It's all the same. And
Yes.
that's a short poem, but that came out of that moment when I reflected on it. It just hit me. And I went home and I wrote the poem.
I love it. I love also ripples.
Oh, ripples, yes.
And so too can our art.
Yes, that came about. I was sitting by some water, a little pool, and a ripple of, actually, I think it was a little dragonfly landed on the water, and I saw little tiny ripples emanating from just a light movement. And that poem went from the physicalness of the wind and the insect to the ripples that are stirred in our hearts by a movement, a scent, a sound can make ripples come to our hearts, and it brings back memories. And oftentimes they're good memories, and you want to hold on to them.
Yes, and yes, you say a sense, a sound, a touch. We found ourselves crying, smiling, remembering, a loss in a reverie. Our hearts, minds, souls, as recognize a past mark left upon them, and a ripple stirs. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much, Lydia, for sharing all that with me, with the world, because by writing a book, you did it. And you are also an example for so many women who have spent their life taking care of kids or taking care of other people. And it's never too late. At 73, you have your first book and you are sharing with the world. You have healed a part of yourself, stuck. You extract it, you bring it to the world. You say, okay, I have this emotion here. I have them. It's okay. I dance on the edge of normalcy. I love it.
Thank you very much, Medge.
Thank you so much.
I know you're my supporter, and I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Lydia. So we can buy your book on Amazon. We will put a link below for people to purchase your book.
I appreciate that, and I hope that as you did, you got something from it. I got something from it, and may it be out in the world and see what happens.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lydia.
Thank you.
See you
Take
soon.
care,
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.